And now I want to introduce somebody very special who's running to be mayor of Raleigh. This person has a few special remarks on the subject of this polluting pit. He is Charles Francis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charles Francis, and I am a candidate for mayor of Raleigh in the election, as Steph said, it's coming up on October 8th, 2019. October 8th, just 45 days from now. So I've been asked to come and give a few remarks about my position on the RDU Airport Authority, on the RDU Quarry. I won't talk about the Airport Authority, I'm talking about right, yeah, exactly. But before I tell you my position very briefly, I just want to share with you what my thought process was in arriving at this conclusion. I think that's important because when you're electing city councilors or electing a mayor, what you're doing is electing people to make decisions for you, large and small. You can't be there to make every decision. And so I think it's important for you to see what my thought process is and what process I went through. So in deciding where I was going to come down on this, I met with the Umstead Coalition. I met with the indefatigable, irrepressible, unsinkable Gene Spooner. And I met with the lawyers. I met with Isabel Maddox and Tex Barrow and other lawyers representing, and there were other folks who were also part of that meeting. I also met with the executives of Wake Stone, and I took a tour of the existing pit, and I heard what they had to say. I also met with representatives of RDU Airport Authority. I also went and looked at the Oddfellows property 2 times, and my staff went out and observed it for an extended period so we could see what the patterns of use were during the weekends. And then finally, I actually read the legal papers that had been filed in the case. And I also heard from quite a few people on all sides of the issue. So after thinking about this for quite a while and in some depth, I have decided that the quarry that is proposed is not the right use for that public land. City can and should intervene in the litigation and express exactly that position. And if I am elected to mayor, when I'm elected to mayor, if the city has not taken that position by that time, then with the 4 representatives that you've heard from me today, we are going to intervene in that litigation.
Yeah!
Very briefly, because I know y'all came to see the movie, you didn't come to hear all of us. Some of the factors that inform my thinking were first. I am a property rights guy. I represent people in my law practice in eminent domain cases, and I take seriously people's property rights. This property was originally acquired from private property owners under the potential threat of eminent domain, and I just don't think it's right to turn it back over 40 years later to what is essentially another private for-profit use.
Yes, sir.
Second, the process that RDU went through in executing this long-term lease did not comply with state law. As I said, I've read the papers that your lawyers had filed, and I'm convinced that North Carolina General Statute 63-56F required the municipalities to sign off on the lease, and that has not happened. Third, I just don't think that a 105-acre pit right next to Umstead Park is the right use for the property. I'm a business owner and I'm an entrepreneur, and so I did carefully consider the business case for and against. And I am persuaded that for the knowledge workers of the present and the future that we want to attract to Raleigh, the best use of that property is some type of parkland that will expand outdoor recreational opportunities. And it's not an elitist thing to say, because as property gets more and more expensive in Raleigh, we need more city, county, and state green space for everyone. Two of my opponents have said that mayoral candidates shouldn't express a position on this because the case is in litigation. I don't agree with that. You all are actively engaged in it as citizens, even though the case is in litigation. I think leadership requires us to take a position on the policy issues. For example, all of us have a position on abortion, even though those issues are very much still in the courts 40 years after Wade. And so what we're talking about are the policy issues that are involved, not necessarily the legal question. And so for all these reasons, as a matter of policy, I'm opposed to this quarry, and I'm going to work to stop it. Thank you very much.
Next up the stage, let's have one more round of applause for Charles Grafton, every single city council member and fighting for our cause.